Hey guys, we are at the start of the blizzard of 2011, and there's been in the news we're supposed to get a foot of snow tonight. There's supposed to be relatively high winds and should be an accumulation of at least 1 foot of snow. And so I was thinking I should get my winter camping structure out and set it up and see how it deals with accumulation of snowfall. And so as long as I can find some poles to put it up, I'm going to give that a shot. And so I'm out here in the woods, not far from home. I could hightail it home in my boxers and still not freeze to death out here because I'm so close. But I just want to see if this thing's going to hold up with the snow accumulation and see if I can get it up by myself. I've never built it by myself before. And hopefully it'll come together. Alright, I got the structure up. It took way longer than it would normally take with 2 or 3 people. Just finding the poles took longer than it took to put up the whole structure last time. So definitely you got to plan on doing a lot more work when you're alone. And it also makes it a heck of a lot harder out in blizzard conditions. But I'm going to show you around the structure real quick. Alright. Tripod. You have a little triangle of floor space on each side once you fold the flaps in. I don't have the other flap folded in yet. This is the door, the seam. The grommets on the tarp are tied together there. And they go up to where all the poles crisscross. And that's where the smoke would go out if I were to spark up a fire in here. I don't believe I'm actually going to do that tonight. I just want to see how well this structure will hold up to a winter storm. And so that's going to be my goal tonight. Set it up, let the storm run out, and see what happens. So I put up my teepee last night, and I had no intentions of sleeping out here. But I just wanted to see if I put it up and left it, if it would survive the night last night. So I'm coming out to check it out now. And I did a little bit of a minimalist setup. I probably could have used 6 or 8 stakes. I only used 4. But I'm almost there, so let's take a look and see what happened. Seems to still be standing. Got a little bit of snow accumulation around the walls that are pushing the walls in just a touch. but still standing. Seems to have worked quite well. So now that my structure has proven itself to be able to handle the winds last night, which actually got pretty intense, I was a little concerned when I was working out here that limbs might start falling or something. So I put it up. It survived the winds that were supposed to be up around the 30-mile-an-hour range. The snow did not accumulate on it because it's such a steep pitch. Snow did accumulate around the bottom a little bit, and I think I'm relatively confident now that this structure could survive most winter storms, and if you were out here with a fire in it, you could prevent the walls from sagging in the way that they are right now, you know, just by pushing out on them as the night progresses. So if I were using this for camping, right here at the bottom of the door, I would put a stake through one of these two grommets here, and that would keep the door pulled out so it wouldn't sag in. Also in the back wall, I would probably add a fourth pole or a fifth pole. You can see this back wall kind of sags in a little bit. If I were to take a fifth pole, once I had the structure up and lay it through, pull it out a little bit and stake it down, this fourth wall, this back wall, wouldn't sag in quite so much. And when we used it in our winter camping series, we did just that, except instead of using a vertical pole that went all the way up to the top, we used a horizontal pole that went crosswise this way. And we just lashed it in with a little bit of 550 cord. But I think the vertical pole would do a little bit better of a job. The only other thing I would add, I think, is a stake in the middle of this back wall on the ground, just to pull that flooring out just a little bit and keep it from kind of drifting in. I would still like at some point to do kind of an instructional on how to set one of these up. I was going to try to do it last night, but it was just so dark, and my lantern was having trouble providing enough light to really see what was going on. Plus I was fighting the blizzard, and it just wasn't easy to film last night. I'd still like to kind of do an instructional on how to set one of these up on your own. Because personally, I'm pretty impressed with how well the structure holds up through something like a winter storm. And we used it in 5 degrees last winter, and we had absolutely no problem keeping warm in there. We just kept a small fire burning all night long, and our little thermometers said it was around 40-45 degrees in there. And the temperature fluctuated depending on, you know, how high you were in the structure, how low you were in the structure, and how close to the walls you were. You know, when I left the thermometer by the wall, it would read, you know, 30 degrees. When I left it higher up and towards the middle more, it would read, you know, 50 degrees. So definitely it's warm enough to stay relatively comfortable. And all it cost is a little bit of 550 cord and one tarp that you can get in the automotive section of Walmart, Kmart, Meijer, any of the big box stores. And they're not even very expensive. I think this tarp, 12 by 24 tarp, I don't think I spent more than $20 on it. So $20, fantastic winter structure. It's proven itself through the snowstorm. And that's about all for today.